Good morning, Blab family. I'm happy to be joining you this morning. This is Dr. William Clark for another edition of Leadership Conversations. Yesterday, I started something with you, and we started talking about self-leadership. And as I shared yesterday in our Blab, I've been teasing for a little while conversations in leadership, self-leadership, and how I wanted to begin having those conversations with you, and wanted to come on and jump on and share a little more. I've been sharing from. I plan to share from a database that I'm building in terms of self-leadership research, and we'll be sharing with you and having these discussions going forward here and there about self-leadership. But here's a new one that I wanted to share with you. Self-leadership is for people that want to be effective in a contemporary world. And this world goes through constant and continuous change. Self-leadership is for people who want to be effective in a contemporary world that is going through constant and continuous change. You know, one of the things that, is challenging about being a leader, period, nonetheless, a self-leader is being able to deal with change as it happens. So you, just like you're dealing with a bunch of challenges and you're trying to deal with how to maintain your relevance, your impact, your effectiveness. And part of the struggle is, there's so much change that's happening right now before your eyes. And you wonder, how do I keep up with that? Not necessarily to be just like people or to be just like my competitors or even to compete with my competitors, but even just to understand what makes the most sense for me as I deliver products and services, or as I offer myself as a resource to help other people. With so much change going on, it can really create some questions. And self-leadership is about finding that constancy in how you deliver what you should tell people you're going to deliver, because ultimately what people desire is constancy, regardless of how much change is happening. You ever had a friend who relied upon you because they felt like out of all the change, out of all the chaos in their life, they know they can trust you, and they can trust you because there's consistency. There's kind of a flat line kind of offering you have in a friendship that doesn't go up or down. You're just right. And people know that regardless of whatever they do, they can go all over the world. They know that they can come back home to you because there's stability there. And that's not necessarily a criticism. It's actually a compliment that you are not swayed by changes, so much so that you will turn your life upside down and become someone that you're not. Self-leadership teaches the same thing, right? It is the exploration of how to remain constant and stable and still, regardless of the change that is happening all around you. This is relevant in the workplace. This is relevant in relationships. This is relevant as you develop your business. This is relevant as you're providing coaching to other people. This is relevant as you are parenting your children. It's relevant in so many applications. One of the things that did come to mind when I wrote that down and I saw I started reading what some of the other authors were saying about this. What came to mind was a scripture that I've been relying upon for quite a while, and that's Romans 12, 1 through 2. And ultimately it says, don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Regardless of the changes the world is going through, you have to find stability in your mind, and transformation doesn't happen outwardly. That's the other challenge that people are confronting as they deal with constant change. They think that if I'm going to change and keep up with the Joneses, I got to change my external self. And it's not just clothing, and it's not just your shoes. It's not just the car you buy or the house you buy. But even from a business standpoint, where you feel like you got to keep up with your competitors, and all of a sudden you have to offer the same services that they offer, the external redressing of yourself, or you're trying to steal someone else's business or book of business, you're going to dress yourself like them. Again, the external change. What that scripture teaches and what self-leadership teaches is that internally change that's where change actually happens. It's all internal. And any change you deal with has to be compatible with your value system and the system that has been driving you forward. And in my case, it's my faith. Everything that I do, all the changes I go through is driven by my faith, not by any external pressures that will try to cause me or encourage me to change the external features that I offer to the world at this point. I believe when I started studying self leadership years ago, it really spoke to me because it reminded me so much of what Proverbs and Ecclesiastes teaches. And in that, it is this wisdom about how to be self motivated, internally motivated to achieve something. And for those of you who are of the faith, the Christian faith, you're internally motivated to achieve what the Bible teaches you can have or become. In the world of business, it's similar, but you're generally driven by external factors that are presented to you, whether you're the business owner or you're an employee. And unless you're driven by something more powerful than money, more powerful than market positioning, more powerful than success, you're really chasing a ghost. Because once you get the money, once you get the recognition and market positioning, what do you have? Ultimately, owning a business, running a business, being a leader in a business is about achieving goals that are satisfying, that are meaningful. And honestly, in the world of self leadership, that's called natural rewards. What naturally rewards you, not just along the journey, but once you reach a goal of many goals, what's going to be the reward? You can't say money, because once you have it, then what? You spend it and go get some more? It can't be market positioning. Then what? Once you get it, you're going to try to recapture it. It has to be something deeper. It has to be a purpose, a meaning behind what's driving you. Why are you in business? Why does your business exist? How does it help people? So, I want to continue to explore this with you. And I'm going to leave you, with that quote again. Self-leadership is for people that want to be effective in a contemporary world that goes through constant and continuous change. Even though everything changes, there has to be something consistent about you, which is actually attractive to a lot of customers who are looking to buy your services. It's attractive to people who want to come to your church. It's attractive to people who are looking to enter into a relationship with you or someone like you. There's consistency, there's stability there. So I hope that was helpful to someone, and I look forward to continuing these with you on Blab and on YouTube. All right, everybody. God bless.